Is this the setup? Is this the best I can do? I don't know. I feel like it's the best I can do right now. Wow, okay. I don't know. I'm struggling here. You guys, I want to be great and I can't be great yet because I haven't had enough practice to be great. But I guess here we go with the first video. I want to talk about how to become your most authentic self. So for a long time I struggled with wanting to not be myself. I didn't want to be black. I didn't, okay, honestly, let's be real, let's be honest. This brings me a lot of shame. It shouldn't, because it's the truth. But when I was like younger, I'm pretty sure lots of other people experience this, but they don't really talk about it because now we have like black pride and everything, obviously. But I used to want to be white. I obviously, like, not obviously, but yeah, like I used to want, like, obviously long blonde hair or loose, even if it was brown, like any color, it didn't matter. I just wanted long hair. I wanted light skin. Maybe I didn't want to be white, but I wanted to be light skinned with, or literally any other race but black, because I felt ugly. Like, I felt horrible in my skin. Like, I felt like, one, I felt ugly because I knew that girls who were either white or lighter skinned or literally any other race got a lot of attention from guys, and even were liked more by other girls. Like, it was just, it is the way it is. It's not so blatantly that way now, but I will say it definitely still is that way to an extent. Also, yeah, like, I just wasn't comfortable in my skin, in my body. I also felt very masculine because I have broad shoulders, so I didn't feel feminine. I didn't feel pretty, and I also didn't feel like I was black enough because the way I speak and the way I act isn't black. And it's crazy because white people didn't say this to me, black people said this to me, and I think we're noticing that a lot of people have this experience where they feel like people ridicule them because they're not black enough. And I'm black, obviously, no matter, literally, like, no matter how light my skin is or gets, no matter how I speak, no matter how I wear my hair, like, I'm black. If you're black, you're black. Fuck what everybody else has to say, for one. But yeah, I used to, like, sorry. I used to want so badly to be like the other kids I went to school with. Like, I wanted to talk like them, dress like them. Like, the girls used to, like, wear, like, I don't know, I feel like it was like street style. Like, they always had like really nice, like, new sneakers, and they just dressed different. Like, I can't really explain it, but that was never me. Like, the way they dressed wasn't me. Like, they always had wigs and weaves, and that's fine. Like, it looked great on them, but me trying to embody that, it wasn't me. It wasn't for me. Like, I never could find the clothes that they wore that were comfortable for me. I tried wigs and weaves and it didn't work. Braids and crochet braids, those were me. But yeah, even within that, like, being literally afraid to go to school because I felt ugly. I felt like I didn't belong, and it made it hard for me to make friends. One, because I felt like I didn't fit in, because when I went to a predominantly black school, I didn't feel black enough. And some of it was the kids, but a lot of it was me already knowing, like, okay, kids are gonna see me differently, they're gonna look at me differently. And so even me, like, separating myself from them, like, when people would try to talk to me, or like I would try to, like, even come out of my shell just a little bit, like, I always found a reason not to. Like, I would pick up on things even if they weren't directed at me, but just, like, you know, when you already feel a certain way, you reinforce the thoughts in your head no matter what's going on. Like, I don't know, I make a bigger deal out of things than they need to be. And so part of it was definitely real in being kind of ridiculed for not being black enough, but part of it was me holding on to that identity of me needing to be Black enough, or needing to prove myself, or even needing to be Black at all. Like, obviously I'm Black, but like me feeling like I wasn't valid as a person if I didn't represent Blackness. I wasn't valid as a person if I didn't represent femininity. And so yeah, that's my background. That's how I used to feel. I still sometimes feel that way, but I think I've worked myself through it a lot in terms of like accepting my body and figuring out my own style, figuring out how this hair thing took a long time for me to get over. I'm still getting over it, but yeah, like figuring out how to wear my hair, and figuring out how to show up as myself socially, and just being true to myself and listening to myself and knowing what is right for me and what's wrong for me. Especially now, because as I talked about before on this channel, I've decided not to go back to work, real work anyway. I'm doing like DoorDash and like blog writing, like for other people and for myself, so I'm making money doing that. But yeah, this video was supposed to be me sharing tips for how to do that, I guess. So I should have written this down maybe next time, but this is real. This is what we're doing now. I think the most important thing is to get real with yourself and be honest about the areas of your life that you're unhappy with. Like, I think a lot of us, we live in a state of like, I don't know, just hating ourselves, just dreading waking up and being ourselves every morning, and we don't ever sit down and say like, okay, this is what I don't like about me and this is why. Like, we go through the day like obviously like picking at our appearance, talking down on ourselves to other people, to kind of to make light of the situation. But I think we need to actually sit down and identify like, okay, this is what I don't like, this is the part of myself that I don't like to visit. Let's figure out why. So for me, that was like writing down, okay, I feel ugly because blah 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 blah. I feel like I can't have friends, or I don't deserve friends because blah 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 blah. And I think also what I did was like look at, okay, when did these issues start? Like, when did I start feeling like this? And I think it shows us at what time in our lives we started feeling like this, and at what time did we start seeing the world this way. Because a lot of that is you feeling like the world is a certain way and it's not going to accept you. And that's definitely true in certain situations. Like, even me, like I still to an extent feel like the majority of the world won't love me or accept me, but there are a lot of people and a lot of places and spaces that I know will. And once you decide to show up as yourself authentically, you will get to those places, you will identify those people, and you'll learn not to give a fuck about the people who don't. So yeah, first tip, get real and get honest with yourself and write down what you're feeling, exactly what you don't like, when you realized you didn't like it, or when you started to feel hate for that part of yourself, and what kind of worldview has that shaped for you. Because while some of it is like true to reality, a lot of it is us just ruminating on it in our heads. Second tip, let me see. I'm trying to remember like how I worked through it. Yeah, so what helped me, I don't know if this will work for everyone, but it was spirituality, and not necessarily like meditating for an hour a day, or like getting into like Buddhism, or like, you don't have to get deep into it, but I think the essence of it all is understanding that you are not like your physical form. Like, obviously you embody The brightness is so bad right now. I don't know what happened, but I ran out of storage and I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, getting into spirituality, understanding that you're not your physical form, but you are, I don't want to say your brain, but your mind. Like, you are your spirit, you are your, like, consciousness, I guess. Like, you do not have to subscribe to being a woman, being black, being whatever, you know. Like, I'd probably make a separate video on how spirituality helped me, but basically I would recommend reading anything by Eckhart Tolle. I think I read The Power of Now and then his second one, but basically he talks about how we connect ourselves to our life stories, and it makes us believe that we are our problems when we're not. I wish I could articulate this better for you, but just understanding that you were born black, you were born a woman, but that's not who you are. You are what you choose to be. Yeah, that's really the best I can put it. I don't know. I'll have to make another separate video on it because it's hard to explain fully and do it justice, but I would say get into spirituality. I guess the easiest way to put it would be like, get to know who you are outside of how other people perceive you. Like, if they couldn't see that you were a woman, if they couldn't see that you were black, if they didn't have a label to put on you, who would you be? I guess my third tip would be understanding that people aren't gonna like you. Understanding that someone is always gonna have something to say. And understanding that you can either conform and continuously try to be what everyone else wants you to be, or be what you think will get you the least criticism, which is what I tried to do for a long time, and I was still unhappy. Like, because no matter how hard you try, if it's not right for you, it's not going to work out for you. So just preparing yourself, just knowing like, okay, this is who I am, and someone's gonna have something to say about it, and that's okay. This is how I'm gonna regulate. This is how I'm gonna remind myself that I'm here, I'm okay. This isn't gonna kill me. Them not liking me isn't gonna kill me. Them not wanting me here isn't gonna kill me, because I deserve to be here. I deserve to take up space as I am, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't be here. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Maybe when I can articulate better, I'll make a better video on it and get deeper into like the spirituality aspect of it. But yeah, I hope this helped you. I hope something I said resonated with you. Let me know if you have a similar or different experience in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching.